All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, welcome to the Doom Train because apparently we just recently, and this just dropped, so this is like semi-breaking news like 20 minutes ago prior to filming this video. This news has dropped that Ubisoft apparently has confirmed, the CEO of Ubisoft has confirmed that multiple Assassin's Creed remakes are on the way, and apparently they're going to be remaking these games for the modern audience.
For a modern gaming audience.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, those detrimental words that you never want to hear when it comes to an IP that you love from the past being remade in current day. That modern audience shtick that gets stuck with a lot of these games when it's remade by activists, yeah, it's not going to end very well. So Ubisoft of yesterday is not the same as Ubisoft of today. Ubisoft of today is the ones that are sending out emails to their employees about how many black people they've hired. That's the kind of Ubisoft that we're dealing with right now. And I guarantee you, they are going to ruin, and I mean ruin, every single one of these remakes because it's going to be made without the same level of love or honestly without the same level of creativity like the original ones were made. So let's get into this article, guys, from IGN. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So it says there are worlds in some of our older Assassin's Creed games that are still extremely rich. Ubisoft is working on multiple Assassin's Creed remakes, according to the CEO, Vez Guillemot. I hope I said that name right. The publisher's head spoke with about its flagship series future in an interview published to the Ubisoft website. When asked if the company will continue to offer a variety of experiences from the franchise, Guillemot told players to get excited for some remakes. It's not clear just how many remakes there will be, of which Assassin's Creed stories that they will cover. Now, I gotta imagine what happens is eventually with Assassin's Creed, right? You're seeing it with Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? The creativity starts to get very difficult to maintain. They don't have the ability to tell these stories like they used to anymore. So in order for them to lazily profit off of something that they've already made, they're just going to remake it. And this is the same problem that we've had with Hollywood for such a long time, where they're not really making anything new. There was a long period of time where Hollywood was just putting out remake after remake after remake. And unfortunately, we're going to be getting the same treatment with the gaming industry because it seems like the gaming industry likes to follow the trends of Hollywood just 5 to 10 years late, but they still like to do it eventually. But here's the worst part about all of this. It has me extremely concerned. It says, firstly, players can be excited about some remakes, Guillemot said, which will allow us to revisit some of the games we've created in the past and modernize them. There are worlds in some of our older Assassin's Creed games that are still extremely rich. Now, for most people who don't know about the activism that Ubisoft likes to partake in, you would think that by them saying modernize them, they're talking about graphics, they're talking about gameplay, they're talking about the actual logistics of the game. Well, unfortunately, that's not fully what they mean. And unfortunately for us who know about this stuff, we know that when they say modernize or make it for a modern audience, you already know that that just doesn't mean from a graphic standpoint. That doesn't mean from a gameplay standpoint. That means from a gay standpoint. That means from a black standpoint. That means that they are going to do whatever they can to switch organically well-told stories into some form of DEI nonsense. It's just the truth. As much as you may want to deny it, maybe you're an Assassin's Creed fan, perfectly fine, I'm all for it. But unfortunately, that's just the way this shit goes. He continues, secondly, to answer your question, there will be plenty of experience variety. The goal is to have Assassin's Creed games come out more regularly, but not for it to be the same experience every year. There are a lot of good things to come, including Assassin's Creed Hex, which we've announced, which is going to be a very different game from Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're going to surprise people, I think. One remake contender that fans have already had their eyes on is the 2013 Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Well, wasn't that supposed to be Skull and Bones? Like, the thing is, if you remake Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you are going to kill the already dead game Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones was an inferior version of Assassin's Creed Black Flag with literally half of the content sold at a premium live service price. That's what they tried to do. They took all the content that really meant anything to people in Assassin's Creed, and they basically stripped it and only left the naval combat for you to enjoy in the Skull and Bones game, and they tried to charge you ridiculous money for it. So that was their version of what it means to be a quad A game. Remember, that was the first ever quad A game promised by a developer, and it completely tanked. Where now, I mean, the player base is pathetic. I'm not even going to go into it. It says last year, Kotaku reported that Ubisoft Singapore was heavily involved in the development of the reimagining of the fourth mainline Assassin's Creed game. Now more than a decade old, the pirate-themed action stealth game remains a favorite among longtime enjoyers of the franchise, though the company hasn't gone as far as to confirm that a remake for this specific title is in the works. Ubisoft has never released a full-on Assassin's Creed remake before, but the series has a lot of options to pull from. The original Assassin's Creed launched in 2007 and was followed by the Ezio trilogy, which includes Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. The company re-examined Ezio's 3-arc story with a remaster bundle called the Ezio Collection in 2016. Ubisoft is turning back the clock to re-examine Assassin's Creed past, but its future holds a lot in store too. Assassin's Creed Shadows would transport fans to Japan when it releases its dual protagonist story this November. In 2022, the publisher also revealed the project known as Assassin's Creed codename Hex. Their company will also eventually release Assassin's Creed Infinity, a platform that is set to connect other experiences from the franchise under one singular umbrella. You can check out everything else Ubisoft has in development here. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to Assassin's Creed remakes, I gotta be honest with you, Ubisoft as a company, I have lost all faith in. I've said that many times before. I have not purchased some of the more recent Assassin's Creed games. I have a lot of the older ones that are in my Steam profile, but I can't support this company for what it stands for. Obviously, the DEI nonsense, but also for the fact that they're charging exorbitant amount of money for essentially offering nothing. Like, they offer nothing new, nothing of sort that's any close to value that would warrant a $130, $140 Ultimate Edition price tag. You know, they're being ridiculous with this stuff. And aside from the DEI stuff, the monetization is really borderline just terrible, and I can't support it. So, you know, for those of you who are still fans for Assassin's Creed, listen, that's perfectly fine. Have fun, you know, have at it. I'm never going to tell you what to do with your money. But for me personally, this company, I just don't see how Ubisoft of today is able to mimic in any sort of way that's going to be beneficial for the remakes of Ubisoft of yesterday. It's just not possible. They just don't have the same kind of mindset, the same kind of people, and they also don't have the same kind of vision. They don't have the same kind of creativity. They're honestly truly bankrupt. As crazy as that may sound, they truly are bankrupt creativity. And now that they're going to look at remakes in order to bolster their profits, yeah, that means that they don't really have much in mind after Assassin's Creed Shadows and Hex. So we'll see what ends up happening in the future with Assassin's Creed Hex. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it's another live service nonsense game. But considering Skull and Bones failed miserably, if they do decide to remake Assassin's Creed 4, that's going to be a death note to Skull and Bones. And honestly, I'm going to laugh because I told people that Skull and Bones was going to massively fail. And it has massively failed to the point of now it's lost Ubisoft's an ungodly amount of money. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.